Hello and welcome back to the Crystal Palace Festival, day 2.
Day 2.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
It feels like we've had so many acts yesterday. It's enough to kind of program a whole week. And we've got plenty more today.
And how did you carry on boogieing last night?
You asked me if I'd done some of my dad dancing last night.
I did.
I mean, I'm not going to, reveal too much, but yes, I may have, moved my feet.
You may have shuffled your feet.
I shuffled my feet a bit, yeah. How can you not with some of those amazing live music and also the DJs afterwards? Fantastic.
Yeah.
I definitely know some of our crew were here until at least 2 in the morning. But none of them are saying they're hungover. Oh, they're pointing to each other at the back. So, yeah, we've just found out who the culprits are. Yeah, fantastic evening.
Well, we've got a fabulous lineup of performers today, haven't we?
We certainly do. Anyone you're particularly looking forward to?
You know who I'm looking forward to.
Yes,
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob. There's going to be a lot of fangirling, perhaps.
Yeah, and Marcus Brigstart with you.
Yeah, we've mentioned Marcus, yeah. And to be honest, also, I've just heard the Zealots sound checking, and they are
really
phenomenally
amazing.
tight. They are really, stick around for them if you're a massive kind of funk fan, a bit of funk rock. Brilliant stuff there.
So, looks like we're getting our boss on for an interview. So come this way.
We're going to welcome back the director of a festival, Nori.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys?
Very well.
Yeah, doing an amazing job. And actually, you didn't meet before this, so you're now best friends forever.
We are.
We're BFFs.
And neighbours.
And neighbours.
And neighbours as well. So they live around the corner from each other, Crystal Palace. So I think they're doing an amazing job. So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
So yeah, I don't know, blown away by yesterday. It was absolutely incredible. I couldn't really say a favourite. It's just too difficult.
Andrew.
Oh God, Andrew was amazing.
Amazing. Black
it's just
Twang.
like so intimate. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because it's different. We're not in a park, all of that kind of thing. But the intimacy and the beauty of his music. And I was talking to Andrew and Nandi, the lady who's singing with him, afterwards, and they haven't seen each other for 6 months, and they just came in and they did that set together.
Just off the cuff. I mean,
just
what an
like that.
voice Nandi's got as well. Like, shout out to the whole band and Pharaoh as well.
Yeah, Pharaoh and oh God, I can't remember his name. The young guy on the piano. He is 23 years old.
23.
Amazing.
I think that should be illegal.
And he's actually self-taught as well, that guy. So we had a little chat afterwards, and Nandi and Andrew, it's like they've been practicing and rehearsing forever, that set. So that was incredible. Other people, I mean, Barbara Brownsker, what an incredible woman.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
she was absolutely fantastic. And Rinku Barpaga, I mean, the feedback from Rinku's set was just amazing.
That moved me to tears.
I think it did quite a lot of people, actually. There was quite a lot of feedback saying that's so profound and moving, his story. Azad, a fantastic young band.
They were
amazing. Up and coming. The Jenny Hanovers, Crystal Palace favourites, doing a lovely stripped down set.
Yeah. And you've also got a little bit about the Palace app that you can find out about all the stuff that's happening on social media as well.
That's right, Callum. So we've got this fantastic new app in Crystal Palace, and there is a competition for people who download it. You've got the details there, but basically the app is for all things happening in Crystal Palace. It's got the programme on it as well. But, this is something new, but it's going to be building up to, having all local businesses, all local events, and lots of things that will benefit the people at Crystal Palace. But what's the competition again?
Yeah, so it says at the bottom there, have you got it?
Yes.
Yep.
Basically, if you download the app, 3 people download the app and sign up today, you can win 40 quid to spend on a meal at a local pub or restaurant of their choice.
That's a really good deal.
That's pretty good, isn't it? So that's fantastic, and they're one of our sponsors. So thank you so much to Palace App as well.
And we've got some great news about the C3.
Yes. So, the internet can be a mean place sometimes. Unfortunately, yesterday it was rather mean to us and to C3 Collective, and it did go down during their performance. So we are bringing them back today. So they will be back with us at 3:20 for the music segment, and then also we're going to show the film of the spoken word performance just after this segment as well. So we're sorry that happened, but sometimes these things do. With technology, just says no.
Yeah, and thank you so much to everyone out there for your patience and understanding, and those who got in touch. But we've got that video coming up in just a few moments. So we're going to actually be able to see the spoken word film in case anyone missed that. Some really good quality stuff.
Yep. fantastic
My
stuff.
name's Rashane, also known as Mrishman_90. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alright, today I'm going to be showing you my Black Lives Matter poem. Okay. It always seems impossible until it's done. There was once a man called Nelson Mandela. He stood up for our rights, so me and my peers are no longer deprived. He spent 27 years in the prison cell, but he was still distributing positivity around the world. Nelson won the Nobel Peace Prize. This has inspired me to rise and drive. My generation are spending hundreds of pounds on trainers and tracksuits when they could be at home researching their roots. It looks like you needed a refresher on Black history. What happened in the past was the past, but our future is the mystery. Let's talk about a man called George Floyd. His death makes me paranoid. Police officers knelt on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, which is a joke, I reckon. But I wonder if our protest taught the officers a lesson. I'm glad that many people are beginning to protest, but let's start at the basics. What does a neck have to do with an arrest? Everyone's screaming Black Lives Matter, angry and energetic, but I have not heard it once after the COVID pandemic. We are success, no stress. We are all here to progress, helping our community to the best. It always seems impossible until it's done.
Hi, my name is Ashley, and I'll be performing my spoken word poem. The death and injury of those who advocated for change should motivate people for it not to be in vain. The UK police are not innocent, with a media that paints our defence as an attack. If all lives matter, then why the disparities when you're black? These protests are for our liberation and communal grief, not aesthetic backdrops for a photo shoot or your social feed. Society has progressed past the need for politics of respectability or model minorities. We are not a public threat. What you're witnessing is a civil upset. Not until there is justice will we rest. I need you to do more than post your solidarity to keep your reputation and popularity. Using a black accent when you want to entertain, injecting yourself into our business with no shame. I mean, you call yourself an ally, like it's a show and tell attraction, hiding behind an Elijah McClain username and Breonna Taylor caption, collecting your tokens of diversity as a diversion or distraction. Don't tell me your stance, show me you're about action. Can't spell this out more clearly, so hear me when I say, the system is not broken, it was designed this way.
I
Thanks.
just love that.
Thanks, C3 Collective. That was fantastic.
So good. A great chance to see it, especially in case those of you missed it.
Right, now we want you soon to get your vocal cords ready with Katie.
You've been practicing, haven't you?
I have. Me.
Good. She's very multi-talented, aren't you?
Dominic Rose and Dominic Stitcher.
Katie Rose and Dominic
Stitchery. This is live, guys. Coming to teach us how to sing.
So a bit like Sananda took us through some movement yesterday.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice. And then we've got the video from Zoo Humans. Really cool film. But before that, we've got a little fundraising film.
Hi, I'm Noreen, Director of the Crystal Palace Festival. The festival is delivered by a registered charity called the Great Northwood Collective. Each year we climb a fundraising mountain to produce our beloved festival that brings our wonderfully diverse community together for a big celebration. And we also fundraise for projects that support the well-being of those most in need. This year, we need your help more than ever, as the impact of COVID-19 on our wonderful local businesses means that their support has been greatly reduced for the festival. If with your help, we can come back in 2021 with the festival, and we can also deliver more projects like the visual arts one that Leslie and Elizabeth so enjoyed in 2019.
I got so much out of it and met so many different people. And a number of the people doing the art project hadn't done anything like that before, which I had, and they absolutely loved it and really got involved in producing these displays.
Hello, Crystal Palace Festival.
Hello.
Hello, it's so wonderful to be here and kicking off the Sunday of this very special occasion. And we know we're having a very strange year this year, but we are here to hopefully help you get singing on your Sunday. And this is Dominic Stitchbury.
This is Katie Rose, and we're both local choir leaders based around the Crystal Palace area. And so the idea of now is just to get your voices going. You may not have sung since you were at school, who knows, but we're going to show you that it's pretty simple to get your voice going. And we're going to do a quick warm-up, and then we're going to teach you a little song. So, Katie, do you want to...
Let's do some shaking. Yeah, let's do some shaking.
Get our body going, yeah.
So, yeah, singing is such a wonderful physical process. So it's just really good to get, you know, let's let go of a little bit of tension. Any funny sounds you want to make. Woo!
Don't be shy, don't be shy.
Just have a look. Frighten the neighbours if you're at home. Rah! And just let go of all of that. And yeah, maybe give your little shoulders a circle back just to relax, because that can get a little bit tense, and maybe forwards as well. And I'm going to hand right over to Dominic.
Great, so just copy me. We'll do a bit of call and response just to start to get our voice ready and going. So, We're just going to take these hums a little higher and a little lower. So, Oh, yeah, that's right. You demonstrate. Great, Katie. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, here we go. Even higher, yeah. Fantastic. And we're going to open it up to a ooh. 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 Don't worry if this seems silly or if you think you're being silly. We've gone through that stage, luckily, Katie and I, but you may be feeling silly. Just go with it. Ah.
Ah.
Hey.
Hey.
Cooey.
Cooey.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Great. I think we're ready. We're getting ready.
Yeah.
Do you want to...
I think we should take 3 deep breaths first, though.
Okay, before we start
It's always
learning.
good to take a really big deep breath before you do anything in life, in fact. But what we want to do is encourage this really nice, deep tummy breath. And because a lot of us sometimes, you know, we're walking around shallow breathing, so we want to breathe from the tummy. So just put your hands on your tummy and take a nice, deep, soft breath and feel that as you breathe in, your tummy fills up, and as you let go, the breath comes out, the tummy goes back towards the spine. Let's try that again. And out. Oh. And one last time, when you're in time, breathing in and out. And you know, that for me is just a fail-safe relaxation thing. I know we've all been through quite difficult times, so a big deep breath before anything a little bit scary or any tough time really helps us, I find.
Thanks, Katie. So we're going to start learning our song to kick us off today. And this is a gospel-inspired song, so written by a choir leader, colleague of ours called Charlie Thompson. We thought it would be great, sort of happy, upbeat song for us to get into. It's called When I Walk Down the Street. And actually the lyrics continue. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. So should we get going? I think, yeah. Oh, yes. So there are 2 parts that we're going to teach. I'm sort of doing a low part, and which is a bit like a bass part, and Katie's going to do what you might call the tune, a higher part. And you can pick whichever part you want. You can swap over, whatever you like. But we'll teach both. Here we go. So, shall I do the little intro for you?
Yes, that would be fantastic. When
I walk. Oh, we were going to demonstrate it first, weren't we?
Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah, let's demonstrate it. You can tell that we're not media trained, and we're just sort of doing our best as choir leaders on TV.
Exactly. It's very new for us. We're used to being in rooms of people where we can see you and hear you, and we're all trying to improvise in this virtual insanity, but we're very grateful to be here, and thanks to all the amazing tech crew making this possible for us.
When I walk, 1, 2, and... When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere.
Oh, I believe,
ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh. So that's the song all the way through. Now you might be thinking that's way too much, I can't learn that. I promise you, we're going to break it down, super simple, and we're going to start with the tune. Casey's going to give you the first 3 phrases. I'll do the little introduction.
Yep.
When I
Walk down the street, music everywhere.
Let's try that phrase again. When I
Walk down the street, music everywhere.
Now the second phrase is almost the same, slightly different. Here is how it goes. When I
Walk down the street, music everywhere.
And then the third phrase is the same as the first. When I
Walk down the street, music everywhere.
So it's just on the word street. Here, listen again to the second phrase. When I
Walk down the street, music everywhere.
And here are all 3 phrases together. When I
Walk down the street, music everywhere.
When I
Walk down the street, music everywhere.
When I
Walk down the street, music everywhere.
We'd love to hear how you're doing, but we can't hear from you because of the nature of this teaching. So we just hope that you've got that pretty well, and we'll move on to the next bit, which goes like this.
Oh, I believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere, ooh.
Oh, I believe, ooh, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere, ooh, ooh.
And who loves, like, ooh, ooh? I mean, how much fun. You can say, what did I do today? Today I did a lot of oohing.
Exactly.
And we're sure that you sound fantastic, by the way. I can hear with my virtual ears that you sound awesome at home.
I'm picking it up. And Casey and I were talking about this earlier. Just, whatever heaven means to you, sing for that heaven. So should we try that all the way through? This is the tune all the way through. If you want to wait a bit for the bass part, for the low part, I'll be teaching that in a minute. But this is how the tune sounds all the way through. And I'll sort of just sing a bit quieter back here. 2, 1, 2. When I
walk down the street,
I hear
music everywhere.
When I
walk down the street,
I hear
music everywhere.
When I
walk down the street,
I hear
music everywhere. Oh, I believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere, ooh.
Should we try that again with the other lyrics?
Oh, yes, other lyrics. That's the surprise part. We're going to change a word.
Yeah, it's a very simple change. When I walk down the street, I see sunshine everywhere, okay? And this is very relevant for this current heatwave meltdown that it looks like we're coming out of. But we're going to do some actions because that's what you need to do when you're singing. Again, don't feel shy. You need to do these actions nice and big. So basically, whenever you sing the word sunshine, nice big sunshine, okay? And this is how it sounds. 1, 2, and... When I
walk down the street,
I see sunshine everywhere. When I
walk down the street,
I see
sunshine everywhere.
When I
walk down the street, sunshine everywhere. Oh, I believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere, ooh.
How did that go? I think it went well, didn't it? Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Get your arms going.
Even if you've got to be socially distant, this is a good way of keeping people socially distant, right? You just keep them at sun's distance from you.
Exactly. Do you think we should sing through the first verse just once more, just for those who are learning the tune? Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
What do you
good.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall
Okay.
I check our note.
Yeah, check the note. And how are we doing for time?
Yeah, I'm sure. Right.
Which note's that?
That's da-da-da.
When I walk, 1, 2, here we go. When I
Walk down the street,
I hear
music everywhere.
When I
Walk down the street,
I hear
music everywhere.
When I
Walk down the street,
I hear
music everywhere. Oh, I believe,
I believe,
ooh,
that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh. Great. So if you were singing the tune, if you want to sing the tune, the part that Katie's singing, hopefully you're pretty much there with it now. I'm going to teach the bass part now, so or the low part. So if you want to sing low, then this is how it goes. We have the lead in, you probably notice, we start, okay? And it sounds like this. When I walk down the street. Try that. When I walk down the street. And the whole bit goes, when I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. Have a go. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. One more time. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. Second phrase, we reach down a bit lower. When I walk, that's the lead in. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. Try it. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. One more time. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. Then we go back to something that sounds very much like the first phrase. When I walk down the street. Same so far. Try it. When I walk down the street. This is where it changes. I hear music everywhere. I hear music everywhere. One more time. I hear music everywhere. So all together, that third bit is when I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. Okay, there's a lot of information there to take in, so let's just have a quick recap. 3 phrases. Okay, this is how they sound. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. Third phrase. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. Okay, how's it going out there? I'm sure it's going brilliantly.
I reckon you just got it. You're
Nailed
brilliant.
it. Okay, so those on the low part. Now we're going to sing both parts together, just that first section.
Yep, those first 3 phrases.
First three phrases with the tune and the low part, the high part, low part. Here we go. 1, 2, and... When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere.
Oh, I
believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh. So you
caught me out.
Sorry, yeah, I told Kate to do something she wasn't ready for. Sorry about that. But basically, at the end, the bass is, you just hold back a bit. We like an echo. So in the first section, we're the lead. In the second section, we wait. Oh, I believe, ooh, ooh. Try that. I believe, ooh, ooh. We really should be getting everyone in the studio to be singing along as well, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
So we know what's... They look a bit reluctant, though.
Yeah, they're pulling faces.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do it slow-mo. Katie will do her bit, and I'll do the bass response, or the low part response, yeah? So... Oh, I believe...
Oh, I believe.
ooh, ooh. Makes sense? Try it again.
Oh, I
believe, ooh. And then we just sing the tune. That there's a heaven somewhere, ooh. And at the end, we just do a little different note. Ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere, ooh. So the whole of that end bit, for the low part, with the tune, is this.
Oh, I
believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere, ooh. One more time.
Oh, I
believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere, ooh. Great.
Wow, rocking it.
So just assuming that everything's okay with you at home, we're going to sing through first time and second time. Second time with I See Sunshine Everywhere. And let's see. If you get lost, doesn't matter. Just make up your own part if you get completely...
You could always actually even
lost.
sing a different song altogether. You could be singing Dancing Queen for all we know, but it's all good.
And it probably would work.
And it probably would work.
Okay, let's try it.
Fantastic.
Just a quick go through those two sections. We might have time to do another little bit. 1, 2, here we go. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere.
Oh, I
believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh, from the top. When I walk down the street, I see sunshine everywhere. When I walk down the street, I see sunshine everywhere. When I walk down the street, I see sunshine everywhere.
Oh, I
believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh. Yes, I feel like we should clap.
Yes.
Ourselves and you.
We know you did a great job, and we're really hoping that you are actually on your feet walking, because it's a walking song, and I know a lot of us had lots of nice walks over lockdown, I hope, around the parks, around Crystal Palace Park. I know I saw lots and lots of us doing that, so you can be doing your funky lockdown walk, and
Yeah, get moving. I think we've probably got time to do the last little bit, haven't
Do you
we?
reckon?
There's like a
Okay.
second section, and the only word you need to sing for it that you don't know, or no, you've sung it already, is the word heaven.
Woo!
And Katie's going to do it.
And our part, the tune just literally goes up the stairs, so you can imagine going
sorry to interrupt you, Katie.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to do is everyone, we haven't quite got time to do the bass part and the high part, so everyone will just sing Katie's part for this bit.
Yeah, so we're all going up the stairs, stairway to heaven. Heaven, 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 oh heaven. Let's try that again. Heaven, 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 oh heaven. And then we're going to go back to the line that we know. Oh, I believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh, I just love that. Ooh, just enjoy that. It's so much fun. So should we do that with the bass? The
Yeah,
tune
there
over
is a
the-
little part I'll sing, but you can concentrate on the tune for this bit. So it goes, I said heaven, I said heaven, I said heaven,
Oh heaven, oh I
believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere, ooh. And basses, if you want to come back on the bass part for that last little section, you can. But I would probably just stick to the low part, just stick to the tune for that bit.
Should we sing it through? And shall we put
Yeah.
some dinosaurs in it this time?
Oh, yes, we were going to put dinosaurs in it.
Why not? Because we're all hanging out with the dinosaurs, walking around Crystal Palace Park. So let's put them in while we're walking.
So the third time around, so we'll sing I hear music first time, I see sunshine, I see dinosaurs everywhere. And so just so it's clear, the section we just learned, heaven, is going to happen after the section we learned at the beginning. So it's going to be first section, new section, first section, new section, dinosaurs, new section. It will all become clear. Okay, just get into your walking stance and everything will be fine. When I walk, 1, 2, I want to. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere. When I walk down the street, I hear music everywhere.
Oh, I
believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh. I said heaven, I said heaven, I said heaven, oh heaven.
Oh, I
believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh. When I walk down the street, I hear sunshine everywhere. When I walk down the street, I see sunshine everywhere. When I walk down the street, I see sunshine everywhere.
Oh, I
believe, ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh. Should we go straight to dinosaurs?
Yeah.
When I walk down the street, I see dinosaurs everywhere. When I walk down the street, I see dinosaurs everywhere. When I walk down the street, I see dinosaurs everywhere. Oh, I believe that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh, I said heaven, 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 oh heaven. Big Finish.
Oh, I believe,
ooh, that there's a heaven somewhere. Ooh.
Thank you, Crystal Palace Festival.
Yeah, thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you to our team. Thank you to Upper Norwood,
Hi everyone,
Norwood Library Hub. Thank you
from
to
the Urban
everyone.
Playground team. You are about to watch a show of ours, Zoo Humans, which we made as a response to the news that a third of young people in the UK spend less time outdoors each day than prisoners do. We were pretty shocked by that. Growing up in the 70s, we used to be outside all the time, but we were obviously aware that times have changed and that for more and more young people, access to just be outside, let alone to play outside, is quite a big issue. By the time we finished researching the show, there was a new statistic on a BBC programme which suggested that 75% of young people, in fact, did not spend as much as 1 hour outside each day. And we thought that this was something that needed looking at. So with a load of research, we started to make a new performance parkour piece directed by Miranda Henderson, our artistic director, with Malik Diouf, who is one of the co-creators of parkour and has been a part of our company for many years now. And together we have been evolving, developing, growing this language that we call performance parkour, which is a mix of parkour, the discipline of overcoming obstacles with movement that is fluid, efficient and safe, along with aspects of dance, of physical theatre, slapstick comedy, and anything else that we like, really, capoeira, all sorts of things. So all of that gets put into the pot along with a scaffold set, and we use that as the means of telling stories. And this story is meant to be the imaginative world where a group of people are on the edge of forgetting how to move. They represent all of us, and we ask what it might take to get them moving again and what that means. As we started researching this piece, we began watching more and more wildlife documentaries, and the voice of Sir David Attenborough became almost ever present in our subconsciousness. So eventually we wrote to Sir David Attenborough and asked him for permission to use his voice in the soundtrack. And 3 days later, we received a handwritten note from the man himself giving us that permission. So our soundtrack artist, a great guy called Chris Umney, who's also worked with us for 20 years now, Chris sampled a load of David Attenborough documentaries, so you'll hear that familiar voice woven throughout the soundtrack, hopefully holding a kind of a narrative link for the images which the performers are making. For us, this is what we love to do, to tell a story which doesn't tell you everything. It's fragments, it's clues, it's pieces for you to piece together and make sense of as you wish to. We hope that you find this piece entertaining. I think I've covered everything that we need to cover, apart from the fact that the whole piece will be available from 11 o'clock this evening on crystalpalacefestival.org, and there will also be 5 films alongside it. They're short 2-minute films which we made to give you everything that you need to know knowledge-wise in order to have a go at performance parkour for yourselves in the safety of your own homes. And you can find out more about our work on www.prodigalupg.com. We'll see you there.
There are some 4 million different kinds of animals and plants in the world. 4 million different solutions to the problems of staying alive. This is the story of how a few of them came to be as they are. set for one of the most astonishing leaps in evolutionary history. They put evolution into reverse. Okay.
One in 3 children in the UK spend less time outside than inmates in maximum security prison.
Battery is low. Please recharge in time.
And this is just about as fast as it can move. On the ground, is almost helpless. Any predator could attack it, and it doesn't have the speed to escape.
So you've seen half of the show. There's another 10 or 12 minutes to go. It's all available as a whole piece from 11 o'clock tonight on crystalpalacefestival.org, along with 5 short films we made with everything you need to give it a go for yourself. The piece now takes a darker turn as it moves out of the confines of the safe environment and into the man-made constructed city environment with everything that entails. So be prepared for things to get a little bit darker musically and movement-wise as we go into the last stretch of the show. We really hope you enjoy it. You can find out more about us and our work on www.prodigalupg.com. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. See you soon.
Thank you so much. First of all, Katie and Dominic for taking us through that our vocal paces, and then also to Zoo Humans. That was incredible. I love that.
Really interesting. Really interesting. Now, are you ready for a bit of jazz funk with the Zealots?
Let's do it.
Hey guys, we're the Zealots.
Well, this is not the last time I'll ask her. Won't stop until she says yes. Spent so long keeping it to myself, that whatever the outcome, I know it was best to confess. I was told you gotta try to make it. Won't you listen to yourself? I was told you gotta take some chances, otherwise you're gonna struggle with regret. First time she says no, second time she says no, third time lucky, I guess. Well, she's gonna know my deepest feelings, and I hope she'll be impressed. Yeah. I was told you gotta try to make it. Won't you listen to yourself? I was told you gotta take some chances, otherwise you're gonna struggle with regret. Yeah. Try. Won't you listen to yourself? Take some chances. Oh, hit me. Told you gotta try to make it. Won't you listen to yourself? I was told keeping it to myself. But whatever the outcome, I know it's best to confess. Ow! Who knew that our time was up? Living in the city. We just upped and packed our stuff to fly away. With a boot full of love and the rest outside, so please take. No map for where we go, no footprints in this snow, just a lot less heartache. How does this sound to you? Just write the words and I'll make them true, yeah. It's for your imagination. Write down all you wish to do. It'll be my life's work just to make it true. Make it true. Don't know where we're going, but we're gonna get there soon. Real soon, real soon, real soon. We can stop for lunch if you're hungry, or just get a room. There is an ocean for us to ride. Rent a boat from the lock on Salvador. Chase the sunshine. How does this sound to you? Just write the words and I'll make them true, yeah. It's for your imagination. Write down all you wish to do. It'll be my life's work just to make it true. Make it true. Skydiving long cruise, hot air balloon. Write it down, we'll get there soon. Meet the queen, fly a plane on the kazoo. Write it down in your book of imagination. Oh. This book is for your imagination. This book is for your imagination.
Hey, we've actually got a small audience in this room. Hey guys, yeah, we're the Zealots. This next one's dedicated to the people who have lost their lives in Betts Park recently. We're going to rewind that one. We've got a few virtual zealots on track too, helping us out.
I was dreaming of the day when change would last. It could have been the future or the past. Everything was different, but everyone was the same. Just instead of pointing fingers, we all took the blame. But most of our we were just enough to try. Just enough to try. Hey, yeah. The blood out on the pavement is beginning to dry. It sticks to our souls and we don't even notice why. Well, how could we not be? Just enough to try, yeah. Just enough to try. Oh, the state of affairs sickens me. Why do we keep it moving? Why do we keep it moving? I'd say it's about time. Just enough to try. But what if we could be?
Thanks so much for having us at the festival, guys. For Noreen, for getting us involved, and for Alison for putting us onto Noreen as well. If you guys haven't checked out Reunion Caf, the food is unreal.
Don't you know you're beautiful? And it's not like you even know. I really love your smile, but there's no reason to pretend it's been like this for a while. And I think we should try again. It's clear to see you put your love up on the shelf. The only thing between us is how you feel about yourself. And no amount of time waiting will change the way I feel. Don't you know you're beautiful? And it's not like you even know what makes you beautiful. The love we have is so strong. To miss this would be so wrong. It's just a moment. Life moves on. Don't change the record after one song. No amount of time waiting will change the way I feel. And in every situation, it's always you and me, always you and me. Don't you know you're beautiful? And it's not like you even know what makes you. I ain't going nowhere. So now take this heart and help yourself. I will stick to you like glue, so you can feel it when it's your time to heal. Play on, play on. I will going nowhere. So now take this heart and help yourself. I will stick to you like glue, so you can feel it when it's your time to heal. Thanks, guys. We've got a couple more left for you. This one's called Lost and Found. everything is for you. You truly keep me safe. Never regret. I pray you try again. We'll try again. Feels as if we were left behind. How can this be? We follow a map we cannot see, and everyone seems to know where they're transbound. But we're stuck in the lost and found. We're stuck in the lost and found. We'll just get in our lane again. It's all that we know. We'll find a way to get out this place and just pretend like everyone else. And how can this be? Follow a map we cannot see, and everyone seems to know where their train's bound. But we're stuck in the lost and found. We're just stuck in the lost and found. The lost and found.
Thanks, guys. We're the Zealots. We've got one more for you. If you like what you heard, we had a record out in April, a very locked down record, but we're going to try and do a live stream on the 1st of September. So tickets are available for that. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the future.
I don't know where we're heading, and I don't know where this ends. We just started walking. Are we ever gonna land? It's far too late for regret. Now this is all we know. And it might lead to honey, but who cares if it don't? 'Cause you're all I ever wanted, nothing more. Yeah, you're all I ever wanted, nothing more. Our pace is slowing, and all around us people
weren't they incredible?
Really amazing.
Really tight band. Also, just a little note, if you enjoyed the Zoo Humans video from earlier, we're going to be showing the entirety of that film later on towards the end of the festival, so stick around for that too.
But first of all, we've got our charity film, The Hive.
Yeah, amazing work at The Hive do. Here's a movie.
Hello everyone, my name's Akila and I'm a partner at Amflet Lissamore Solicitors.
Okay, so apparently that was the wrong film there. We should have for you in a minute a video about the amazing community work of The Hive at St John's and everything they're doing with the community. Should be with you in 1 minute. Here we go.
I'm Danny Simpson and I'm a spa minister at St John the Evangelist up Norwood. The project here is a project that is open to the community and basically is open to everyone. And we have a mixture of people coming in. We have some people with learning difficulty, we have some people with mental health issues, we have some people who just come for company. And basically what we provide is a safe environment, a safe space, but also opportunity for people to do activities if they want to.
The best thing about being here, the eclectic community, Father Little John, they provide a meal for people, but some come for the music, some come just to get out of the house, some come for the Hive Garden, which is round the back, but we are a really lovely little community here.
It's nice to come and have a meal and chat to people, you know, associate with good people.
In the future, I would like to see more choir work.
Clearly more people to give food to would be a good thing, because there's a lot of hungry mouths out there. And yeah, it's a great place to come to. You meet some great people, and long may it continue.
Amazing work there.
Brilliant cause, and guys, whatever you can donate would be amazing. Now, I've got a really special guest, and it's one of our sponsors for the Crystal Palace Festival. It's Nigel from Amflet Lissamore.
Welcome, Nigel.
Hi, Nigel. I'm loving the laid-back lawyer look.
Very summary.
We don't always wear our suits.
No, I know. So, Nigel, tell me, how long's Amflet Lissamore been in Crystal Palace?
Well, I think we've been established since 1990, so around 30 years now in the Crystal Palace area.
Right,
And we've had offices in various different locations around the Crystal Palace Triangle, and now sort of settled. Main office is opposite the White Hart.
Yes.
Oh, great.
On the corner of Westfield Street and Church Road. So we've been there for I think 9 years now in that particular office, but been established for 30 years now in Crystal Palace.
Wow. And how's it been in lockdown? Have you had a lot of, obviously lots of inquiries about things and stuff?
It's been a strange time for all of us, as you know, and to quickly move everyone working within the offices to working remotely. We also obviously had to furlough some staff as well, and cope with the best as we could with the situation as it was. And with the majority of our workforce were working from home throughout that lockdown period. We've got some people who've now come back to the office, and some are still working from home. So it's a bit of a mixture now. So we have
And how have you found? Obviously, you've been doing Zooms with your clients and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you just lift your mic, that's
Sorry,
it.
yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
A Zoom, a wonderful tool as it is, and similar, it's not ideal all the time for meetings, and it does have its limitations.
Sure.
So it's quite a relief to sometimes get to meet people face to face, although it's still quite difficult at the moment.
It's a novelty, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And I think the thing with Zoom meetings, it's one person speaking at a time very much, and it's not quite the same interaction.
No, absolutely.
But it's a good compromise.
And what's your involvement in the festival? Tell us about how that came about.
Well, we've been involved in the festival for some time. I'm a trustee in the charitable trust behind the festival, And before that, Frank Lissamore, who is a senior partner in our office, was involved with the Trust. We're very pleased to be involved with the Trust and because it reaches out to the community, and we feel it's very important. So it's a very culturally arty-based community we have here, and there's lots of artists, performers within the area.
It's so creative, isn't it?
So creative. I mean, we do find that tapping into that is a good vibe.
I'm going to have to interrupt you slightly because we're going to hear from Akila, who is shielding at the moment, to tell us a little bit more about Amphlett Lissamore on a little video.
Hello everyone, my name's Akila and I'm a partner at Amphlett Lissamore Solicitors. I'm also head of the Wills and Probate Department. Thank you to the organisers of the Crystal Palace Festival for inviting me along today to discuss some of my experiences during lockdown. I'm on the shielding register, so I've been completely locked down since March and I've had to get used to staying at home 24 hours a day. Before the Prime Minister announced lockdown, Amphlett Lissamore anticipated that this was going to happen, so our IT department worked tirelessly to ensure that all employees were set up to work from home. The biggest change and most inventive way of working during lockdown was trying to witness wills during the lockdown period. All of my team were known as key workers, so some of my team would visit elderly and vulnerable clients and witness their wills on their front lawns. The most positive change that I have experienced during lockdown in our working practices is seeing both myself and my team's work-life balance. I'm happy to say that this is something that Amphlett Lissamore would like to continue in future. Thank you for listening today and sharing my experiences during lockdown.
Amphlett Lissamore, thank you so much for your support, and everyone in the local community who support them too. Now, we're really lucky to have C3 back with us, so those of you who missed their amazing work yesterday, you get a second chance. Here is C3.
Info on the track.
Getting ready for a break. Finally some free time, forget all our mistakes. Finally some space to stop the car and push the brakes. But little did we know the world would give in to the hate. Locked up in a wooden box, wrapped in chains and bolted locks. Afraid of pain, afraid of loss, scared to lose but I've already lost. I'd run away, but what's the cost? Vile disease, corrupted cops. If I leave, I might get shot in the dark with killer wasps. I'm scared, it's too weird, no more friends around me. It's too much, we're too close, family's constant shouting. Can't take this, I'm too stressed, I'm lost, no one's found me. Take your knee off my neck, you hear my screams, I can't breathe. So we protest for freedom and rise against the demons who discriminate and spread hate. They can shoot us but we won't break, we stand strong, they're two-faced. I got you, you got me, we got each other, we are free. Our lives matter like forest fires will bring heat.
Found a way to escape. Maybe I'll be okay when I see your face. Yes, I'm free, so I can be what I please. Yes, I'm free, I'm free. Change, everything is gonna change. Then I kinda like it though. Don't wanna be stuck at home, feeling all alone. stick together. Yeah, we gonna make this work.
2020 is the year that we all said we change. We didn't know the change would really make us go insane. And got down on my Leicester's got me stressing out. I feel the same. Together, me and you tried something new and we got through the pain. It had a rough start, but it can get better. So we back to kicking ball in the park together. This whole coronavirus thing, it will last forever. But we have to make the most of it, it's now or never. When we're down, we can't waste our time. That's time that money can't buy. Got the gang on the left and the right, but I don't do the shopping cause I don't wanna waste the time. I've got the records cool in my life. God, please give me a sign. I've had enough of these lessons online. Wash your hands, keep your distance to blow over, and I promise it'll be fine.
Yeah, we gonna stick together. Yeah, we gonna make this work. Yeah, we gonna stick together. Yeah, we gonna make this work.
Let the music ring, let the bells chime.
I'm still making bread, but I can take my time.
I'm only good at music cause I'm good with rhymes.
But all I get is
pure cash, money,
flash.
mine.
It's not just about money or getting wealth, but I had to rise up all by myself.
You know, if you need it's okay to ask like how the music helps me with my health, defending it like Fabian Dell.
I'm feeling good cause this trap's so optimistic.
We're loving what we're hearing, drop this beat and make you feel bliss.
Me and Doubts back to back, yeah we love the music.
Need to stick together,
not with tape but like a glue.
The end song to usually twist, I'm shoot for the stars and I'm not gonna miss. Brady and Doubts have a bubble like a port face, top of the charts and first on the waist, they still know I can spaz at this. Got flows so mad, can make them sick. Rapping these fast, he's taking the race, big fast on the stage like Simon Kiss.
Yeah, we gonna stick together. Yeah, we gonna make this work. Yeah, we gonna stick together. Yeah, we gonna make this work.
So good to have C3 back in the studio. Thank you so much for coming back again because of our technical fault yesterday.
Now we've got a very special young man here who won Young Poet of the Year.
A little competition we were running, actually, yeah. There were over 56 entrants, judged by Zena Edwards, Joe Duggan.
Big shout out for Joe, who's on holiday.
Thank you,
so,
Joe.
Jamal, tell us about it. It's incredible.
What can I say other than I entered kind of on a whim because I was just trying to get myself out there more and I didn't expect it to go down so well. I'm still in a bit of shock. Had a few sleepless nights, but I'm okay. But yeah, I've just really enjoyed doing poetry for the last few years, and the London scene, at least before lockdown, was just booming like crazy. And I guess that's just because it's gotten so easy to write these days, or at least have access to writing relative to other creative outlets like music, because you need instruments and lessons. But with writing poetry, it's just get a pen, get a paper, and then do it. And also just either be it through hip hop or because people are respecting their English teachers more, people just care more about poetry.
Fantastic.
Tell us about your night shoot you put on.
Okay, so I run a night called Extra Second London, and it is a part poetry, part open discussion night where we will have a monthly theme, and we will, after all of the poetry, we then talk about the theme to sort of come together.
Fantastic.
Sounds
and we're going to
incredible.
see some of that now.
Yes.
So if you want to go
Fantastic.
into our little cabaret performance
Yes.
space,
Sure thing.
we are really, really excited and delighted not only to have Jamal in the studio talking to us, but actually performing this award-winning piece. Here's Jamal.
All right. So I'm going to start off with a haiku. Revolution comes, streets run red with human blood. Is it mine or yours? My first poem goes out to my mom. It's called 8:38. It is 8:38 a.m. on a Tuesday in 2003. A black woman drives her kids to school. She is a multitasking mother. Raised to remember the oral traditions of old, she does not need a list to organize and compartmentalize her life. Baby sister Mariam spits out her pacifier for the third time this morning. Mama leans to her left, picks it up, sucks and spits off the dirt, and returns it to baby's wailing mouth, ready for the game to start again. Only this time, it doesn't. Flashing blue lights freeze her in her tracks. Of all the days she could have forgotten her license at home, it had to be this one. Her life flashes before her eyes. Then headlines, chalk lines, children crying, spin doctors on ITV offering their diagnoses on why she deserved to die because she did not comply. Because the difference between a beat cop and a detective is a question of cognitive dissonance. They saw the child car seat, the accumulated crumbs and hair-coated sweets, an open and shut case on the subject of ownership. Only the three-pointed star of a Mercedes coupled with the color of its owner made these police think otherwise. Because you can drag your family out of poverty, working 50-hour weeks for 15 years and still find yourself handcuffed, apologizing for crimes you couldn't commit, begging to be let go because any longer and who knows what your kids could see, apologizing and thanking the men who did this to you for letting you leave their sight alive. Ever since that morning, Mum has tried to be the perfect image of stoic pride, laughing that morning off as one of the many random situations a person can get caught in. After all, how would you treat the day you thought your kids could become orphans? This next one goes out to anyone who is currently or has ever been broke. Have you ever been so broke that nobody could lend you any money because pending payment in your bank account would eat any income that came around, leaving you with less than what you started with? Have you ever been so broke that despite never taking a loan, you're convinced you've been missold PPI? Have you ever stood at a red traffic light and wondered, what's a few broken bones in relation to some sweet compensation? Have you ever been so broke that you could only afford to sigh deeply for lunch and eat sleep for dinner? You didn't want to let the crumbs go to waste, so you'd even savor the taste of your toothpaste. Have you ever been so broke that condiments became main courses? So broke you couldn't afford the free tap water and you didn't even intend to drink it, but dip your cereal into it because milk costs too damn much? Have you ever lived a life like Little Britain fat fighters and seriously considered eating dust? Anybody? No? Have you ever lived a life like Little Britain fat fighters? Have you ever been so broke that the last time you smelled a hot meal was when a rich man farted? Have you ever been so broke that KFC bargain buckets cut budget expenses in half because the wet wipes could substitute a bath? Have you ever been so broke that blood banks rejected you, knowing anyone injected with your DNA could get infected with your abysmal money management? Have you ever found discarded cigarettes on the grass, in the ground, or an ashtray and collected the dregs inside to roll yourself a tiny tobacco stick to puff a 5-minute respite to your life? Have you ever been so broke that you apologize to your parents daily? Because even though you're not telepathic, you can hear them thinking, you failed me. Have you ever been so broke? Because after graduation, I know I'm getting close. A disclaimer before this next poem. The Black Plague was one of the leading causes for the Peasants' Revolt. And this next poem is called The Feud. It is about the Middle Ages and the River Thames. This bank was once home to serenity. Reflected ebbs, etched into memories, wove simplicity with complexity. Entire days could pass by with brevity as autumn breezes blew so pleasantly. How I could remember it all so readily. But now It's a different kind of silence, one that follows strained cries of violence. Oh, how quickly peace can turn to enmity. The plague left scars upon this city's skin. For many, it has taken everything. Some even used it to tie up loose ends. After all, it's easy to defend, dumping bodies to prevent infection, but you can often tell by the inflection who truly mourns at this watery grave. But now I pray these blades of grass won't cut me as they grow, however slow, between toes too callous to see how deep they bleed. I pray the dirt clinging onto my feet sees only sun, river, and oak trees, that it never runs red. And yet the dead of past and present rear their wretched heads when I peer beneath the river's surface. Their souls, just like mine, spat upon and deemed worthless by so-called noble knights and priests alike. If I drowned, pulled down to the river ground by dark arms, hands, and wrists, whose thick fingers linger, lying in wait without a sound for the poor fools who thought they could challenge the silk-adorned arbiters of so-called balance, dropped over embankments by faceless guards whose liege lord is the golden coin that clangs heavy against stone like God's own church bells. The days I've spent staring at these River Thames waters, lost in their eternal exhales and swells, the bodies I've seen, lambs thrown to slaughter. Some say that the corpses washing up on low tide belong to sinners, thieves, and blasphemers, that the ripples left are silent echoes, warnings with a meaning that everyone knows. This Thames is how they seek to cleanse the land, to scrub the city's serfs under the surf. For this land is theirs, her laws are theirs to twist. Better to have them think you don't exist than to play the villain in their mama's farce. I break my back every day toiling their soil for what? I can still be killed and swiftly forgot if I refuse to take all the blame when drought causes their fields to yield less grain, fields whose moistened soils bear the water's hame, but river and rain do not run the same. Rain is the fleeting visitor, the spell that barely washes the muck from the ground, but the river is the immortal ancestor. Her waves, her wrinkles that meander east, reaching out toward the ends of the earth and perhaps beyond. But that's not for me to say. For I am but a humble nobody, an anonymous leaf floating softly at the water's arbitrary mercy. Water without master or enemy, that had once held an arresting beauty, water polluted with rotting bodies, by the knights and barons who never dared to care for common folk like me. But soon I'll reap the riches I'm owed, and what was once theirs will one day be mine. All it takes is time, for one day we will all rise like the plague. We will spread like London bridges, roaring flames, and bury those noble barons deep down. The disease of their greed will putrefy, and there will be not one drop for them to wash their boils and sores and purify their souls from the judgment that is to come. Power will soon be for all, and not just some. This next poem is about love and climate change and animals. It's called Black Jaguar, Black Panther. On a cloudless day, lost to time, a black jaguar happens upon a panther and his kill. Together they share bits of flesh in silence. Panther always staring at jaguar's ebony eyes. They're two cats, raised in the Pan-African bush, sons of a jungle, poached, pillaged, and burned into an iron cross. Two brothers, long lost from different tribes, one's oral history seeing staring as an invite to start a fight, the other as a simple sign of respect. A monsoon passes, and jaguar and panther share meat often paid for with panther's own sweat amongst the dunes of desert and Serengeti. Each morsel they eat making them stronger, given by a land on its last legs. Jaguar aspires to draw blood like the panther, or to wear his skin like a suit, or to claw his throat out. He doesn't know. So many years fighting with lions over carrion scraps, tricked by scorpion and spider alike, had squashed the poor jaguar's eyes into a suspicious squint whenever confronted with the panther's kindness. But there was one thought that brought him back to being a cub. Mama Jaguar roaring stories poorly passed down about the sins and dangers that come from playing with panthers. Jaguar licks his fangs at flashes of panther and him, rolling in grass now long dead, nipping ears, purring, growling, neither caring about wayward scratches, abrasive tongues lapping each other's blood before becoming one in body, one in mind. Every morning nowadays, Jaguar wakes up at dawn. He stalks the herds from wildebeest to antelope, looking for the biggest brute, all muscle, a stampede standing on 4 hooves. Some say Jaguar is still searching for this titan beast of burden, dreaming of panther's face, eyes wide and salivating at the sight dropped before his obsidian paws. The gift of a kill even he couldn't manage alone. And I will leave you all off with a very short poem about happiness. Happiness is a mango. It's a ripe yellow sun, bleeding gold, blown by zephyrus breezes across far and wide and into your lungs. Take a second to taste it on your tongue. Hold it in your hands, feel the hairs in your fingertips, under your fingernails, smell the fruit, close your eyes, take it all in, and bite down on it hard.
Jamal, actually, stay where you are just 2 seconds. If you can just remind us again, if people want to get involved in your poetry nights, how can they do that?
Okay, so
Yep, go for it, Jamal.
Yeah. So they can either follow me at Kid Anansi, KIDANANSI, and I will usually be posting stuff about poetry. The other poetry events, which are definitely worth checking out, there is Spoken Word London, which I co-run and co-host. There's my own night, Extra Second London. There are also other really great nights that hopefully after quarantine will make a resurgence, nights such as Boomerang Club, Penting.
Fantastic. So people can kind of get hold of that. Those are all your details there. Thank you so much, Jamal.
Thank you.
Now we're going to have a look next at a Clear Community Web little film, one of our partners who do amazing work in the community, but also Lisa Lux has made a film for us. We're going to talk about that in a little while. But before we do, I just want to tell you that this film was actually made in Beirut, which is where Lisa is at the moment. So quite an extraordinary circumstance. So we've got some amazing films coming up for you. Sit tight.
So we're right here in Crystal Palace, and behind me is Foresters Hall, and this is where Clear Community Web is based. From here, we help develop the digital skills of senior residents, isolated adults, and those living with disability.
It's good that you keep us in contact, because closing down, there's nothing but the 4 walls. And because I'm not a person who used to stay in, for me, it was like tearing out my hair what I haven't got. So having the Zoom, it was good because we're able to meet with people, so you know, and then we talk, and then we learn things what we didn't, because I'm trying to get into the Zoom to let myself in, and I got some help from Ivy and so on, you know, so it's good to know that we have something that keep us going. Yes, I do feel more confident, because when I sit down and feel well, I don't feel that it's going to eat off my head. I feel well, I can do something.
We also will be doing more outreach with some of the care homes.
Hi there, the joy of live. We're having a few technical problems. We'll be back with you as soon as possible. Stay tuned.
And when you come back, we'll have Lisa.